All right, we were just getting some live visuals from the Satish Dhawan Space Centre in Sriharikota, Andhra Pradesh, where India's first private orbital rocket, Vikram-1, is set to lift off. And just for people just joining in, this is the visuals coming in from Sriharikota in Andhra Pradesh in India, where India's first privately built orbital rocket is to be launched. It has been developed by a private company called Skyroot Aerospace. It's a Hyderabad-based space startup, and this is the first time an Indian private company is trying to launch a rocket into the orbit from the Indian soil. Now, why is this mission important? Is because ISRO has launched multiple rockets for decades now, but now private Indian companies are also building these rockets. And if this becomes successful, India will be joining the countries where private companies can independently launch satellites, which is similar to what SpaceX has been doing in the United States. Now, the mission is called Agman, and Agman in Sanskrit, and in translating into English, it means arrival. It symbolizes the arrival of India's private space industry into the orbital launches. And talking about the company that will be launching where this rocket belongs to, it's called Skyroot Aerospace. It was founded in 2018. Its headquarters lies in Hyderabad, and it was founded by former ISRO scientists. And their goal is to build affordable rockets for launching small satellites. Now, about this mission, it has been named after Dr. Vikram-1, known as the father of the Indian space program. Now, this is an orbital rocket launch. Now, the difference between suborbital and orbital rocket is because suborbital rocket, it goes to space and it comes back. When it comes to orbital rocket, it goes fast enough to place satellites around the Earth.
All right. We're getting updates from the mission control teams. The hold that you observe on your screens was due to a hold raised by the navigation team.
Vehicle directed to launch control. Please do the needful pre-exercises to reinitiate ALS and confirm your readiness.
And
Copy.
We've gotten confirmation that we will be starting ALS shortly. So please stay tuned. So we had a planned hold, and we've just heard from the mission teams below that we are ready to restart the automatic launch sequence shortly. And just to recap once again, Vikram-1 is on the launch pad. It's ready and eagerly awaiting its first test flight. We've had the initiation of the automatic launch sequence, and through that we've completed the internal power switchover, which means the vehicle is now powering itself using its own batteries. We've also had the null checks been completed, and we're now waiting for the next window to come about for the ALS to restart.
So now that we know that the ALS is on hold and soon we'll be back with a new time and the restart of ALS, let's talk about the entire journey of Vikram-1, the mission sequence. Now we know that first 100 seconds of the flight, the stage 1 will power the rocket to the denser layers of the atmosphere, and exactly at an altitude of 53 kilometers at 103 seconds, the stage 1 burnout will happen and the stage separation will initiate. And after that, the stage 2 will ignite and it will power the rocket through the thinner layers of the atmosphere while keeping the same level of acceleration. That is the point. And later on in the stage 2, during the stage 2 burn duration, later half, you have the payload fairing and it separates, and this is the first time when the payload or the satellite is exposed to the atmosphere or to the space, the higher layers of atmosphere, which is...
All right, these are the visuals coming in from India's Sriharikota in Andhra Pradesh, where Skyroot company, it's an aerospace, a private company, which is launching its first privately built orbital rocket, Vikram-1. It has been developed by Skyroot Aerospace, a Hyderabad-based space startup, and this is the first time an Indian private company is trying to launch a rocket into the orbit from the Indian soil. Now, the mission, of course, is about India joining different countries where private companies can independently launch satellites, similar to what SpaceX has been doing in the United States. The mission is called Agman, which means arrival in Sanskrit. It symbolizes the arrival of India's private space industry into the orbital launches.
Many of the times, one of the questions that comes is why space? You know, it's so hard. Getting to space is hard enough. Getting to space on the first try is even
All
harder.
stations to note.
So if it's so hard,
the launch
why do
of
it at all?
Vikram-1 mission Agman.
What does it hold of such huge importance that we want to strive for making to the stars?
I mean, if you think about it, all the activities that, happen on Earth, they are connected in some or the other way to space. Space has quietly become a part of our daily life. Every weather forecast, every map that guides us home, every digital payment and long distance call leans on us. It all leans on a satellite somewhere overhead.
And I mean, it's like the human curiosity that takes you really farther. And like humans, we actually like complex things. And we just it's not just enough to stay on one planet. And so that's why the man decided to take a decision to set.
Or we go back to visuals when we see the launch happening in India's Sriharikota.